Hi, I'm Rhonda Massaf from the West Island Blog, and I am here with you in our 50 Fit journey. I would like to bring people on that will give us some inspiration, some tips and tricks to live a better quality of life, and today is no exception. Owner Lilly Rossi of Montreal's premier personal assistant agency dedicated to improving the daily lives of others, including yours truly, one to-do list at a time. Their network, her network of personal assistants are available at your fingertips with the help of give you basic daily tips and tricks on how to do things. Lilly, I'm going to introduce you better and say welcome this morning. I kind of went off on a tangent. Tell us how wonderful you are. You are a West Island resident. You have a beautiful company that helps us feel better in the way of organization. So you're gonna teach us a few things today.
I am, because it's really, really important. And my business really encompasses sort of like organizing and decor, because my background is as an interior decorator. And the two—
Wait, stop, Lilly. I have to tell everybody how I found you. I've known you for a long time, but when you recently moved, like in the last few years, I basically stalked her. Her house is gorgeous. Anyway, continue.
I remember.
I'm like, can I see?
So the two just go so much hand in hand. You know, it's always sort of like a combined effort. Most of the time when people will call me to redo a room, it always kind of has to start with, well, before we tackle the decor part, we have to sort of organize or purge. Purging is like sort of the biggest thing that always needs to be done in homes. And it is the most difficult for people to do, because they have to let go. They have to let go of— it's not really that it's an issue of letting go of things. It's letting go of the habits, or always seeing something that you've seen for years and years and years, and you're trying to come to grips with, oh, I won't have that anymore, And so it's just sort of like guiding them to say, have you used it in the past year?
Well,
I haven't used that in years.
You and I did this together in my closet.
Exactly.
And it was quite spectacular that I found 5 or 6 of the same thing, of more than one thing, but like I repeat buy the same things.
That's right. And that's usually what happens when, for example, we did your walk-in closet. So when closets aren't organized properly, you kind of tend to forget what's in there. So you're putting things away, you're shoving them underneath, and then you don't realize, wow, I already have 5 black long sleeve t-shirts, and I just bought another one today.
And yes, I did.
Exactly. Remember how many you had?
And all the same. Guys, I got to tell you, all the same. I buy the same thing. I just like the same thing. And if it's softer, then I keep buying it. I don't even know I have it.
Exactly. And everyone does that, Rhonda. Everyone.
I can't see. Without my glasses, Lilly, I can't see anything. So there's 5 black things. I don't know what they look like. I can't see the difference between navy and black when I'm in my cupboard.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where good lighting comes in. That's also another aspect of a closet. But, set that aside. But definitely the most important thing, people don't realize that clutter creates chaos in the mind. Okay. And when your house, it makes you feel overwhelmed. It makes you feel anxious. It makes you feel just generally unhappy in your own home. But when things are organized and I always say to my customers, organizing is a place for everything and everything in its place. When you find the place for something and then you always keep it in that place, your life is so much better. Because
would you consider labeling your
oh my goodness. So
I kind of walked
this is my best friend and should be everyone's best friend. Yes, because labeling makes you accountable. Oh, right. And it takes away from having to think, where does that hat go? Well, that hat goes in the bin that says hats. Now, it may not always stay organized in the bin. That's where tweaks come in. I always say to my customers, if you could take 10 minutes a day, I know it's, people are busy. We have families, everybody works full time, running for groceries, that sort of thing. But if you take 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes, and just tweak, go around, today is it the entrance closet, tomorrow it'll be my pantry, and just look around and say, oh, okay, no, like this was kind of like moved off, put everything back. It's a lot easier to tweak a little bit every day than to let it go for months and months and months. And then you end up with that sort of overwhelming disaster, basically.
That applies to many factors of our mental health, even in the 50 Fit program. If you work out regularly, you don't have a big job of getting yourself up, your cardio up to date.
Absolutely.
And if you keep your list, if you label, if you eat properly, then you're not gonna.
That's right. Exactly. As well as your diet and regiment of eating. If you sort of like make the effort every day to say, okay, I'm gonna have at least commit to having at least 2 healthy meals a day. It's a lot easier to do that than sort of like eat terrible for a couple of weeks and then decide, oh, I need to do something about this. It's the little efforts every day that make the accomplishment at the end.
Okay.
And it translates into everything, whether it be exercising, proper eating, or maintaining your home. It's the same process, basically.
Same philosophy.
Yeah, same philosophy, exactly. And in terms of keeping your home organized, when everything is organized in your home, you just feel so much better about it. And then you get to sort of, getting to the stage of let's make it pretty, right? You can't make it pretty if it's not functioning. It needs to function first, and then you turn on the pretty, and we sort of like tweak it that way. But, and you know what, it makes your whole family a lot happier, because as the mom or, woman in the house, whenever somebody can't find anything, they're coming after you.
I'm
right?
fascinated. We say in our house, are you looking with your man eyes or are you looking with your girl eyes? That's what we want.
Well, I should say that in my house, there's 3 men in my house and just me. Exactly. So yeah, exactly. So if it's organized, you get a lot less of that, right? Because they're accountable. You've showed them assistance. In my house, we have orientation.
This is orientation 101. This is your frat party.
You know what? I always tweak, right? So I'm constantly, I don't like the way this is working out. So we move things around. But if you tell them, right? So I give them orientation. You let them know this was moved from this closet to this closet. Look, this is the basket with, the tag on it, and this is where your scarves go. And then it's a lot easier. They don't question it.
Right? I'm gonna buck you on that one, Lil. I just bought remote controls for the outside lights. They're great. They're available at Canadian Tire. Anyway, these are the remote guys. We have 3 remotes now.
Yeah.
Right? Guys, they're in here. They're right here. Look at them here. I swear to God, within seconds, I went back. It wasn't in the same place. I'm like, what did you guys do? It's like, what are you doing? It was very simple. This wasn't a big, complicated task. Anyway, so
sometimes it takes practice, Rhonda. Practice makes perfect.
Or I just start not feeding people or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so tell me, what can I do today to help myself besides my 10-minute tweaks? What could you have me do that would?
Well, I think the best advice I can give people is, if you're feeling overwhelmed by your entire home, which is usually the case, right? Because it's not ever really sort of like one room that's terrible and the rest is fantastic. No, it kind of becomes that sort of like, oh my God, my entire house, I don't know what to do. Pick a room. Don't try to conquer the whole thing in one sitting. So pick the room pick the room that's easiest to sort of fix up. Which would be like maybe your own closet. Start with your own closet that, where your clothes are and your personal things are. And then it kind of makes you feel right away a lot better about yourself, right? So pick that closet, for example. Make a goal, like for yourself that, I want to dedicate an hour a day, or I'm going to take the weekend and do 4 hours on Saturday. And just, so you start, you basically have to purge first. It's going to look horrible it looks worse before it looks better.
Yeah, she was everything on my bed, guys. Everything was out. It was out,
right? Remember,
everything was out.
Like demolished your closet, and then we went through it. Yes, no, I love it. I haven't worn it in 5 years. Okay, so why are you holding on to it? So you purge.
Because
okay?
I want it.
What?
Because I want it.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? You have to purge. And that's the most difficult part of this entire thing, right? So when you purge, you're sorting things out. So things that you want to save, you know, right off the bat, this is staying with me. Things that you say, nope, I could get rid of. So I'm either going to, you know, get rid of it or donate it. Okay.
I think there's an element there, and we're all a bit community oriented in our region. I think it's important to have. I find it easier to purge when I know, okay, there's a family that needs this. I have a
Yes,
visual in my head of who this lady or this man is we're
absolutely.
into, and I make my bag knowing, okay, I don't need it. I really don't need it. They can use it. It's much easier for me.
Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. And I totally agree with that. Exactly. So donating makes it a lot easier to separate yourself from your things, right?
Right.
Because you know you're not, I mean, you don't just want to if it's still in good condition, but it doesn't fit. So why are you holding on to
Or you
it? For
don't like it.
Or you don't like it. Exactly. You bought a color, you know, when chartreuse was in, you bought chartreuse, but it looks terrible on you. It doesn't suit a lot of people. So, you know, you want to give it away, and you hope with the hope that someone else is going to make good use of it. Okay.
And this
And
all
then there's
ties into our basic general mental health.
exactly, because it makes you feel good that you're going to be giving these clothes to someone else who could use them. Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then there's relocating things. Like sometimes, you know, I've been into closets where people keep their winter coats in their bedroom closets. That doesn't work out. That doesn't do anything for you. Your winter coat should be in your hall closet when you come into and leave come into the home and leave the home. And then of course there is trash, as we call it, trash, because it's just, you know, it's got holes in it, but you love it because it's so comfy. And
Yeah, that's not good. I don't do that. I
that's not good.
I insist anybody in my eyes, like if that's ugly, get it off.
Exactly.
Especially now in COVID, we got a lot of at-home time. Put your nice stuff on.
Yes. And
Who
you know what,
saving it for?
exactly. And you're absolutely right. With the whole COVID thing, you know, people are spending so much more time at home. So if your home isn't functional and you're suffering from so, you know, clutter, and you're disappointed with your home, now it's just been magnified.
It adds to the anxiety.
It
So
adds to
Lily,
the
I'm so grateful that you came on today. How do people find you if they can you do a virtual thing, or how does it work these days?
Yes, I could do a virtual thing with people who are comfortable with me going. Of course, I have the mask and the visor and the gloves and all that. I will go into, because we could do it virtually, but a lot of people say, no, I need you to do it for me. And of course, that's understandable.
I sat and rocked on the sofa.
So I have a website, okay, www.rossiassistants.com. And then email is info@rossiassistants.com. And I also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So there's plenty of ways to get a hold of me.
All right. Thank you so much today. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it over here at 50.
Great to see you. Stay well.
And you be safe.
Thank you.